Indiana basketball took down Morehead State on Tuesday night, 69-68. Really a close game and was a pretty poor performance from the Hoosiers. Kyler, you're in Assembly Hall right now just after the game. What did you kind of see from them that led to the slow start and really just all out poor performance?
Man, you want to say it's your typical hangover game, but I don't even think Indiana earned the right to have a hangover game. Yeah, they played really, really well versus Kansas, but they didn't win. And I think if you're going to have a hangover game, you've got to win those games. So Indiana didn't have, they had to prove something tonight, and honestly, it was the worst performance of the year. I think we can for sure say that right now, other than obviously the Auburn game. Um, I mean, I guess that is an argument. The Auburn game is probably the worst performance, but I mean, Indiana just came out flat, super flat. They didn't set the tone like they have been doing for the past few games. And Morehead State, credit to them, they came to play and they hit a lot of tough shots, especially from behind the arc. It really took Indiana until about probably the final 8 minutes or so in the game to really start getting things just consistently clicking. I think they went on something like a 20-4 run or something like that to end the game, but their defensive intensity picked up as well. So that was also a big thing as well. They were very lackadaisical on the defensive end. And they were getting out rebounded. I don't know what the final rebound count was, but I would assume Morehead State either tied it with Morehead State or they barely out rebounded them. But anyway, it was just not the best effort by Indiana right now, and there's just a lot of things that they got to fix. You can't blame exhaustion. You just can't. Mike Woodson went back to his typical kind of rotation that he did. He's been doing with the season to start off in the first half, but then he kind of cut things down a little bit. And then honestly, just the play from Anthony Walker was huge for them. Lake Renew made some big defensive plays down the stretch. Trey Galloway, Gabe Cupps got some good plays going out of them. Mackenzie Mbako played really well as well. So definitely a scary, scary situation. But this Indiana team just found a way to get it done, and they're finding out ways to win games. This could have been a really, really, really bad loss had they lost this game, but they win. They stay on the right side of the bubble for right now. So you take that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, had they lost, I think a lot of attention would have been on free throw shooting. Indiana 16 for 28 at the line. You just can't miss 12 free throws in a game, especially a close game like this.
No, you can't. Yeah, and I totally spaced that. There's a lot of issues with this game, and obviously free throw shooting. I think I even tweeted it out, and I said if Indiana were to lose this game, you're going to look right at the free throw shooting in there. You can't complain about the refs this game. It was pretty fairly called. I would say there was that one iffy call where they gave Morehead State the timeout. When I thought, from what I saw, it could have been a jump ball called, but as far as the foul count and everything is very favorable for Indiana. They got to the line many, many chances, nearly 30 times at the line, and they just didn't, take care of business. That really is the difference in the game. Indiana could have won this game by double-digit points had they just took care of business at the free throw line, but again, it comes down to lackadaisical situation there. So Indiana is very, very lucky with the poor free throw shooting that they were able to win this game.
Yeah, and you mentioned Anthony Walker earlier, had his best game as a Hoosier, 18 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists off the bench. He kind of really came in, was one of the only guys to come in the game with energy from the start. What did you see from him?
Yeah, he provided that spark tonight, right? Easily the best performance that he's had in an Indiana jersey this year. Played really, really well. Played like that savvy vet that we've seen at times for Indiana. He has had his struggles at times, but lately he's been one of the best, most consistent bench pieces for this Indiana team. He was attacking the basket very, very well. Hit a tough three, very big three towards the end of the game. And he's just being aggressive on the defensive end as well. He was coming in and he was that senior leader that they needed to. He's always going to be a positive energy guy. That's what he's brought in to do. And he's going to be that savvy vet, like I mentioned. So, just a coming out party for him. Indiana is very lucky for a performance like this. They were very lucky to see him step up and be a senior leader. I feel like that gets kind of overlooked at times with Anthony Walker. He is a senior. He may not be starting, but he is a senior and he has been around. He was with that Miami team that went on that deep run last year in the NCAA tournament. So he knows what it takes to win games. And Indiana's got to lean on that a little bit at times. So, credit to him. He really, really stepped up when Indiana really needed him to. I don't think if he hadn't have stepped up, I don't think Indiana was going to win this game. So, the Indiana, the whole Indiana team, you should be really, really thanking Anthony Walker this game.
Yeah, it was ugly, but the Hoosiers got it done. They pulled it out, close 1 point win, and they'll get a chance to maybe rebound and put on a better performance when they play on Thursday night back at Assembly Hall against North Alabama before they get a little 8-day break for the Christmas break before game the December 29th. So really a chance for Indiana to bounce back, and they're going to need to have a better performance when they go into that 8-day break. For all things Indiana athletics, make sure you're following Indiana_FRN on Twitter, Facebook, subscribing to Hoosier Illustrated on YouTube and Spotify. This is the Hoosier Illustrated Game Day Recap. I'm Drew Rosenberg. That's Kyler Staley. As always, thank you for watching and listening.